This is Engineer Masood Sarkiani, and welcome to everybody. And today, our technical session number 14, and our subject is temperature in the fresh concrete, or concrete versus temperature, or temperature versus control is the concrete. So, in British standard and ASTM DIN, this is the German standard and the Chinese standard. Mostly all of these standards are recommended that 30 to 30 degrees centigrade to maximum 32 degrees centigrade. So mostly our range is revolving from the 32 and 30 according to the specification of the project and the different temperature. So temperature is the major factor in the concrete, or we can say this is the root cause of the failure or degrading the strength and effective on the durability and so many factors. Temperature is the main factor. It's created by the hydration of the cement. So we will speak to the subject. So I will request you to subscribe and press the bell icon. So the temperature of the concrete can be measured as it is during the pouring or before the pouring. Temperature is typically measured, make sure the concrete is in compliance with the certain specification that define allowable temperature range. Typical specifications require the temperature of concrete during placement to be within the range of a minimum from the 10 and maximum to 30 or 32 degrees centigrade. So mostly people, they are not worry about the minimum, which is the 10 degree. Mostly they are in the high degree, high range is considered. But we will discuss about the both ranges, from the lower range and the higher range. How different specification limits are provided depending upon the element size and the ambient conditions in accordance to ACI standard, which is 301 and 207. The temperature the concrete exhibits during placement affects temperature on the concrete next hydration phase. When it is mixed with the cement and the water, the hydration will start. Monitored temperature of the concrete during different phases is the component is regularly preferred, which is the ambient temperature and the air reducing temperature and humidity also, and the temperature of the mix. The main reason behind this measurement is to ensure the concrete does not reach to the high temperature that are too high or too low. So it should be within the range, which is the 10 degree to the maximum is 30 or 32 degree. The allowable proper strength develops and improve the durability of concrete. Another reason of monitoring concrete temperatures or curing during the phase to evaluate the strength, where the rate of hydration is the principle behind the maturity method in accordance to ASTM C1074. Concrete temperature controlling during the mixed design. An effective approach of controlling heat generation during the cement hydration is to have a mixed design that is suited to the application and the ambient conditions. Here, some things are to be considered. Selecting the appropriate cement types changes the heat of the hydration and generator, because we have the different type of temperature cements, 1, 2, 3, 4, up to the 15 types, but mostly using up to 5 and sometimes 8 types also. The compared to type 1 cement, and the type 3 generated most heat, while the type 2 generate the moderate heat, and the type 5 generate the less than the other. Adjusting the fineness of the cement, a fine cement will be generate more heat. Fineness of the cement is 280 to 300 maximum or 320. This is the range of the cement fineness. So if it is high, then the heat range will be the high. Using supplementary cementitious material is also effective the mean reducing the heat generated during hydration. Placing a portion of the cement with instant slag or fly ash reduce the amount of reactive material in the early stages. In turn, this reduces the amount of heat generated and delay concrete strength gain, and adding other types of admixture such as reduce the accelerators. So admixture also, this is also a fact of hydration, because admixture is purely chemical, and when it reacts with the cement has a calcium trisilicate, so there is a factor to produce the more hydration. However, these mixture will not be typically affect on the heat generation. Rather, they will be used to control the length of dominant period. So temperature effect on radiation of the initial setting of times. Temperature can have a determinal effects of concrete strength development. However, proper cold weather concrete curing will be the enhanced concrete strength developed. In hot weather also is defined that any combination of the high ambient temperature, high concrete temperature, low relative humidity, and a wide velocity. Cold weather period, as defined by the ACI Committee 306, is when one of the following conditions occur: the 3 cumulative days. For the 3 cumulative days, the average daily air temperature should be less than the 40 degrees C. Air temperature is not greater than the 40 degrees C or more than the half of the during the 24 hours conditions. So there is a conclusion from the ACI studies. They cast 2 structures. Both 2 structures are the reinforced and with the same mix. One is in the controlled temperature environment inside the room, and another one is at the side and with the high temperature of the mix, which is maybe 40 or more than 40 or whatever it is, and humidity is more. So when this emphasis is done and analysis the both studies and both this hypothesis, so there are it is noted that inner walls of the concrete have developed micro hair cracks, and when its concrete specimen are broken inside, also there are some capillary develops. It develops during the hydration period, and the hydration there are some capillaries, and when the concrete going to set, initially these cavities and gaps which are developed during the hydration process, it's same as it is in the same position it was exist as a hollow structure, very small and tiny structure. But later, then the concrete and these micro cracks or hair cracks shown on the surface, it's every day, day by day, it is developing more and more. And once the water touching is coming to the structure always in the continuous phase, then it leads to the rebars, and rebars is corroded, and definitely its effect on the concrete, and the strength is definitely reduced, and durability also reduced, and the compatibility and the strength also is going drop down. So it's effect on the age of the concrete also. So this was the today session about the high temperature versus fresh concrete. So why it is essential for the concrete life, because temperature is the main reason and main factor which destroy the concrete strength and the durability. So, as per the project quality control and these quality measures, if it can be controlled, then the concrete will be no in a negative phase. So this was a briefing about the temperature of the concrete. So in next video, we will see each other with a new subject, and hopefully you like it. And as I request you to press the bell icon and subscribe. Thank you very much and have a nice day. So see you next time.